It's happening again. These crisps are getting Hello, ahoy, and welcome to yet another episode of Captain Crisps. I'm the man in charge, Captain Crisps, and I want to welcome you aboard this voyage, this journey, this adventure to discover what is the best flavour of crisps. Now I'll be judging the crisps on 6 different categories. That is design, aroma, crunch, flavour, residue, and then the all-important mouth test to see how many I can fit inside my mouth at the same time. Now today we're going to be docking anchor into white corn chips. Not something I've ever tried before. With the, now I'm going to get this right, Manomasa, Manomasa, there we go, Manomasa Catina white corn chips. Now I've not had these before, but apparently they're pretty good, so I thought I'd give them a try. Now to say about the pack, I absolutely love it. It's a quite relatively new company as well. Exists 2012. So, and I have to say I love the pack. It's very classic, quite traditional, but also it also stands out as well with the avocado and the wheat corn on there with the big logo that I can't read. But yeah, I love the design. Yeah, let's jump in and see what these bad boys look like. Now, they look absolutely great, I have to admit. Like some of them are absolutely huge. Like, they look fantastic. A few casualties, but generally pretty good. Now, the smell. I can smell the corn. I can smell the salt. But they don't smell processed, if that makes sense. They smell, obviously they've had to go through some kind of processing to be made because it's corn, but they smell fresh, which I don't know is a good or a bad thing when it comes to crisps, but they smell good. Are they baked or fried? Are they baked or fried? I mean, they've got sunflower oil in them, so I don't know. I presume fried. Let's go with fried. I think they're fried. But, just a little side note, they're made in a nut-free factory, so anyone who's allergic to nuts can enjoy these with no issues. So, smell, absolutely great. Now, let's move on to the crunch. I've got some quite high hopes for these, because they feel quite hard and quite brittle, so hopefully, hard and brittle are two completely different adjectives, but they feel good, they feel tough, so hopefully that produces a great snack. A max of 72.1, an average of 63.7. So let's have a little look at the board and see where they've come. Pretty mid-table, to be perfectly honest. How many up from the bottom? 5th from bottom, so like very middle of the table, but they are quite good. I think it's just because they're so thin. Not tasty though. Moving on to the flavour, you can taste the corn. They really taste of corn. Tiny bit of salt just to bring the corn flavour out more, rather than it being salt for the sake of salt, and I really like that. These are made for dipping. It's on the front. Delicious when dipped. Annoyingly, I don't have any dip, but I'm sure they will be delicious because they are fantastic on their own. So, this is the one thing I wish crisp companies did well. Get the simple flavours right before moving on to the more extravagant ones. And I feel lots of the like artisan-y, even the big brands actually, are going for big flavours and strange flavours, but getting the simple ones wrong, so they don't even have a good one to build on. But I believe if you had this in any flavour, it would be absolutely gorgeous. Just because of how they work with the salt. They've got the first one bang on. It's the only way is up from here. Wow. So, I'm purely impressed by the flavour. So, what's the residue like? I've got to admit, there's not much. But it doesn't look greasy. And it looks like it's going to taste like the crisp. A little bit of salt and a little bit of corn. So, let's have a suck and see how it goes. Not as good as I'd hoped, but there isn't much residue coming off them at all. They're quite dry, which, I mean, makes them perfect for dipping, because I hate it when you go to dip a crisp and it breaks. But I have 100% confidence that these will not break. So, residue not that great, but I think they make up for it. Now, let's see how many of these I can fit inside my mouth. I'm not very confident because they're quite big and quite bendy, but let's just see how it goes. There's no way I've got more than 2 of these in my mouth at one go. They're quite irregular, but then they're also all perfect for dipping. That's what they're made for. So, not great in that fact, but everything else, fantastic. So, what would I pair these with? Now, I have to say, when it comes to these, whatever it's going to be paired with is going to overpower it in some way because they're quite subtle flavours. So, I thought I'd go with something that very much echoes what the crisps are trying to do. So, this is playing a supporting role to your dips. So I thought I'd get a drink that plays a supporting role in my life and gets me through a lot. And that is none other than a classic, Tennent's. Since it is so dense and so hard, it doesn't get lost like some of the other ones do, where the texture of the crisp gets lost and you're just left with this like gungy flavour. These just stay solid. Absolutely fantastic, actually. Right, so what would I give these crisps as an overall rating? Now, I have to admit, they have impressed me throughout. And they're not a crisp that's trying to be the front runner. That's what I like. They're saying that they're delicious when dipped. That's what they're admitting. And I honestly believe they will be delicious when dipped. Because they're just such a nice flavour. So, it's happening again. These crisps are getting the Captain's seal. 10 out of 10. Fantastic crisps. For doing exactly what they're meant to be doing. They're not trying to throw in silly flavours. They're just trying to be a simple, basic tortilla chip. Because let's be honest, no one eats a bag of tortilla chips without a dip. I mean, I am right now, but these will be getting dipped later on. So yeah, Captain's Seal. I would say the company name, but I can't say it. But I will actually. Manomasa. Let's go with that. Manomasa. I'm very impressed. Well done. Fantastic. Captain's Seal. Brilliant. That brings us to the end. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. If you like the video, leave a comment down below. If you've also tried these and you like them as well, tell me if you disagree with me in the comments as well. I like to read everything and I always try and get back to as many comments as I can, if not all of them. So yeah, if you disagree, tell me why as well. I always want to know. And the giveaway is still happening as well. So make sure that you like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube. So you should be subscribing to the YouTube anyway. So I'll give you a moment now just to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. There we go. If you did, fantastic. If you didn't, why didn't you? Tell me in the comments. I always want to hear. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and keep crunching.